New tonight, a push to reduce profits for power companies as many utility customers here in San Diego and throughout the state struggle to pay their bills. But would a reduction in profits actually mean a reduction in your utility bill? CBS 8's Richard Allen is here with more on just how much this proposed reduction would be and how SDG&E is responding.
That's right, Marcella. A lot of customers paying close attention to this. Now, the California Public Utilities Commission sets this return on equity rate, as it's called, every 3 years, essentially determining how much profit the state's power companies are allowed to make on their investments. And while the utilities are pushing for an increase, consumer advocates argue that these profit margins are already too high at the expense of ratepayers.
The profitability of SDG&E's investor, Sempra, is skyrocketing.
San Diego Gas and Electric reported $891 million in profit last year, preceded by a record high profit of $936 million in 2023 and $915 million in 2022. The California Public Utilities Commission, though, is now recommending that SDG&E's profit margins be reduced from its current return on equity rate of 10.23%.
And the proposed decision recommends 9.88%, which is lower than what the utilities asked for, but actually it's much higher than what UCAN asked for.
UCAN, or the Utility Consumers Action Network, which advocates for ratepayers, has been pushing for the rate to be reduced to 8.87%, saying it would help lower customers' bills. Edward Lopez is UCAN's executive director.
While it's good news that at least the commission is starting to think about affordability and what they can do with their decision making to lower rates, quite frankly, they don't go far enough.
But if the commission ultimately does lower SDG&E's return on equity by 0.35%, Lopez says that ratepayers should not expect to see much of a difference in their monthly bill.
Unfortunately, I don't expect that the average customer would see a whole lot of reduction.
That's because utility rates are driven by many factors, and the cost of capital is only one component. Other major expenses like wildfire mitigation efforts and infrastructure upgrades continue to drive up the cost. For its part, SDG&E is requesting its return on equity rate be increased to 11.25%, arguing that it must remain competitive with nationwide utilities. In a statement, SDG&E says, "We're disappointed that the proposed cost of capital decision does not fully reflect current market conditions or the unique risks California utilities faces. A decision that accurately reflects these realities is essential to enabling investments that reduce wildfire risk, strengthen reliability, replace aging infrastructure, and advance California's clean energy transition for the benefit of the communities we serve."
And this proposal by the California Public Utilities Commission to reduce the return on equity rate by 0.35% would affect not only SDG&E, but all investor-owned power companies in the state, including PG&E and Southern California Edison. The CPUC is expected to vote on the proposal at its meeting coming up on December 18th.
So, Richard, between now and then, though, is there anything that customers can do to weigh in on the commission's ultimate decision?
Absolutely. So the meeting is on December 18th, so we have about 3 weeks. So customers who want to, voice their opinion on this can write in. They can have online comments. They can also snail mail their comments if they want to. People still do that. And they can also speak out at that December 18th meeting before the commissioners make their decision, either in person or on the telephone. All that information on the CPUC website.